Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello dear students, I am Professor Azmat Ali and you are watching my channel Maths for You. I welcome you all in my class of metric spaces. In today lecture number 5, we will discuss some problems related to metric spaces which can be defined on R square. In the previous lectures, we have discussed some important examples of metric spaces that can be defined on R. So in today's lectures, we will discuss only those metrics which can be defined on R square. R square, you know that is a Cartesian product of R with R. This is a R square. So the problem number 1 is that P1 x1 y1 and P2 x2 y2, where x1 y1 x2 y2 belong to R and these 2 points P1 and P2 belong to R square. We need to show that the metric D defined as the square root function which is applying on the sum of squares x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Actually, you know from your earlier classes, this is the formula of this is a distance formula. So here we will show that the distance formula between 2 points defined as a metric space. And this metric is actually called usual metric or Euclidean metric on R square. So only R square, there is no only usual or Euclidean metrics, there are other metric also that can be defined on R square. So one of the other metric that can be defined on R square is this. This is a metric can be defined as this is the maximum of the two values x1 minus x2 absolute comma y1 minus y2 absolute. And the third problem is the third one problem is sum of the absolutes x1 minus x2 absolute plus y1 minus y2 absolute. This is also a metric on R square. So firstly we will show that problem number 1. As you know that there are 4 properties of any metric space. The first property is, first axiom of metric space is non-negativity. So here we will show that our D is greater than equal to 0 as our D is here square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square greater than equal to 0. We need to show that this D is greater than equal to 0. As you know that each of the number in the square root x1 minus x2 whole square is greater than equal to 0. Similarly, y1 minus y2 whole square is also greater than equal to 0. As these are the two non-negative numbers and the sum of two non-negative number is always greater than 0. So x1 minus x2 whole square, sum of the two non-negative number is also greater than equal to 0. This implies after taking square root, we can say that D is greater than equal to 0. The first axiom of a metric space hold. The second axiom of any metric is called reflexivity. Here we need to show that if D of P1 P2 is equal to 0, this implies both points P1 and P2 are same, and conversely we will show that if P1 and P2 are same, then metric D, then this function D is equal to 0. This is the second property of metric space, that is called reflexivity. So here D is equal to x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So here take D is equal to 0. As we know that here the square root is equal to 0. This is possible if the number inside the square root is equal to 0. So here x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square is equal to 0. I hope you are clear. As we say that under root x is equal to 0, this is possible only when x is equal to 0. So in the similar manner, here this square root is equal to 0 when the number inside the square root is equal to 0. Now this is the sum of the squares. Sum of the square equal to 0 is possible if both the number individually equal to 0. This implies x1 minus x2 whole square equal to 0 and y1 minus y2 whole square equal to 0. Now as we know that the square equal to 0 is possible only when number inside the square yani x1 minus x2 equal to 0, y1 minus y2 equal to 0. The difference of two number equal to 0 is possible only when they are same. This implies x1 equal to x2, y1 equal to y2. This implies x1 comma y1 equal to x2 comma y2. This order pair is equal to this order pair. This implies this order pair is named as P1 and this was P2. So in the start we have take D is equal to 0 and at the end we reach here P1 is equal to P2. So by taking conversely whenever P1 equal to P2, by taking only converse sign here, we will reach here. So second axioms of reflexivity is hold. Now we move the third axioms of metric space. Third axiom of any metric space is the symmetric property. In this property we will show that the metric of point P1, P2 is same as the metric of point P2, P1. That is the distance measured from point P1 to P2 is same as the distance measured from P2 to P1. So here D P1 P2 is equal to x1 minus x2, x2 minus x1 whole square, y2 minus y1 whole square. By taking minus common from inside the brackets, as we know that minus square of minus x, square of minus x is same as x square. So by using this concept we can write it as x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square, and this is the definition of point P2 P1. The third axiom of symmetric properties hold. Next one is the fourth and the last important axiom of any metric space, that is triangle inequality. Triangle inequality. Here we will show that for all P1, P2, P3 belong to R square, we will show that D of P1, P3 is less than equal to D of P1, P2 plus D of P2, P3. So here in this example we will discuss two cases. Case number 1, if P1, P2, P3 are collinear points. As you know that collinear points are those points that lies on the same lines. So if these points are collinear points, so they will lies on the same line, like as this is your P1, this is your P2, this is your P3. So from these points you can notice that here the distance of P1 to P3, distance of P1 to P3 is equal to distance of P1 to P2 plus distance of P2 to P3. In the triangle inequality, we need to show that two sign less than or equal. Here equal sign is proof. Next we will show that the distance of P1 to P3 is less than distance of P1 P2 plus distance of P2 P3. So case number 2 is case number 2. If P1, P2, P3 are non-collinear points, these are non-collinear points. If these are non-collinear points, then they form the sides of the triangle. Then they form sides of triangle, and in any triangle you know that this sum of the length of two sides is always bigger than the length of the third side. So in any triangle sum of the length of two sides is always bigger than the length of the third side. So distance of point P1 to P3 is always less than here this sum of the distances of P1 to P2 plus P2 P3. So by combining these two cases, that is first is a case of collinear points and other is a case of non-collinear points, we reach our result distance of P1 P2 P3 is less than equal to distance of P1 to P2 plus distance of P2 P3. Hence the all four axioms of triangle hence the all four axioms of metric spaces hold. Hence this metric D, that is actually the distance formula, show the metric on R square. Now we move to our next problem. Next, our second example is metric D. The distance function D over the point P1 P2 is defined as maximum of the absolute, two absolute. First is x1 minus x2 absolute and second is a y1 minus y2 absolute. The first axiom of metric is, that is non-negativity. We need to show that here D, here we will show that our D is greater than or equal to 0, as here the two numbers inside the maximum, inside the brackets here, x1 minus x2 absolute is always greater than or equal to 0, y1 minus y2 is always greater than or equal to 0. These are the two non-negative numbers. So when we take here maximum of the two non-negative number, this will also always greater than or equal to 0. For example, if we take maximum of the two non-negative number, first is 2 and other is 5. So what will be the maximum of these two number is, this is 5 and 5 is always greater than 0. So inside, if inside the maximum two numbers are non-negative, then their maximum is also non-negative. This implies dp1 greater than or equal to 0. Not if two numbers are non-negative then their maximum will also non-negative. So the first axiom of metric is hold. Now we move to second axiom, that is reflexivity. In this axiom we will show that if d is equal to 0, then p1 p2 equal to 0, and if when p1 p2 equal to 0, then d is equal to 0. So we take d is equal to 0. This implies, what is the formula of d here? This is maximum of x1 minus x2 absolute comma y1 minus y2 absolute. So by using the formula of d here, this is equal to 0 because d is here 0. Now what this expression says? This expression says the maximum of two number is equal to 0. This is possible if x1 minus x2 equal to 0, y1 minus y2 equal to 0. We know that if the maximum is 0, maximum of two number is 0. This is possible only when either x1 minus x2 equal to 0 or y1 minus y2 equal to 0, but these two number cannot be negative here. So both of them is equal to 0. This is equal to 0, this is equal to 0. This implies absolute of difference of two number is equal to 0. This is possible if x1 minus x2 equal to 0, and similarly here y1 minus y2 equal to 0. This implies x1 equal to x2, and this implies y1 equal to y2. So by taking order pair x1 with y1, this will become, because x1 equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. This implies this first order pair is equal to p1 and second order pair is equal to p2. So when we take d is equal to 0, this will become p1 equal to p2, and by taking the converse, when we take p1 equal to p2, just only taking hence the reflexivity, the second axiom also hold. The third axiom of metric is, we need to show that symmetric property. In the symmetric property, we need to show that distance of point p1 to p2 is same as distance of point p2 to p1. You will write it properly here. This is the symmetric property. In this property, we will show that distance of p1 to p2 is equal to distance of p to p1. Here distance of p1 p2, the formula of d here, maximum of x1 minus x2 y1 minus y2. We know that a minus b absolute is same as b minus a absolute. This formula you know from the calculus. So this can be written as maximum of x2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 absolute. So by changing the values, this formula will become d of p to p1, and that was required. Now the last one is important property of metric space, that is the triangle inequality. So the last axiom of metric is triangle inequality. Here we will show that for all these points p1, p2, p3 belong to R square, d of p1 p3 is less than equal to d of p1 p2 plus d of p2 p3. Here distance of point p1 to p3 is equal to here maximum of absolute x1 minus x3 y1 minus y3, where p3 is equal to x3 comma y3 and p1 is x1 comma y1. By adding and subtracting x2 and y2 in the absolute, we will get x1 minus x2 plus x2 minus x3 comma y1 minus y2 plus y2 minus y3. Now by using the result and a familiar result of calculus, a plus b absolute is always less than equal to a absolute plus b absolute. By using this result, this expression inside the maximum can be written as less than equal to, the new sign will be maximum due to this inequality. This will become, this is our a, this is our b, and similarly here this is our a, this is our b. This will become x1 minus x2 absolute plus x2 minus x3 absolute, and here this will become y1 minus y2 absolute plus y2 minus y3 absolute. Next, by using a property of maximum, which is that maximum of a plus b comma c plus d, this is always less than equal to their individual maximum, that is maximum of a comma c first and third point plus maximum of b comma d. But here notice that always this property hold for a, b, c, d are non-negative. So according to this property, this is our a, this is our b, and this is our c, and this is our d, and there is only one maximum outside here. So this maximum can be split into two maximum. By using this property, this can be written as maximum of a plus c, that is x1 minus x2 plus comma y1 minus y2 plus maximum of b plus d, b is here x2 minus x3 and d is here y2 minus y3. You can verify this property by taking certain numbers. For example, if we take a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to 3, d is equal to 4, then we can check that the equality will hold. For example, for your satisfaction, so just for your satisfaction, if we take a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to 3 and d is equal to 4, and if we calculate here both sides of the inequality I have discussed here, maximum of a is equal to 1 plus b is equal to 2 comma c 3 d 4, this will become 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 and 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Now the maximum of 3 and 7 is 7. This is left hand side. Now in the right hand side, maximum of 1 and 3 and maximum of 2 and 4. 1 and 3 have maximum 3 and maximum of 2 or 4 is 4. This is again sum is 7. So in this case, left hand side equal to right hand side. But if we take a is equal to 0, b is equal to 10, c is equal to d is equal to 5, and if we again solve left hand side is maximum of a plus b, that is 0 plus 10, comma c plus d, that is 5 plus 5. This will become maximum of 0 plus 10 is 10 and 5 plus 10 is 10. Maximum is equal to 10. On the other hand side, the right hand side is maximum of 0.5 plus maximum of 10,5. Now maximum of 0.5 is 5 and maximum of 10,5 is 10. Now the result is 15. So from both cases we can say that this result is hold that the maximum of the two number is always less than equal to sum of their maximum. So after this long discussion, the first x number is equal to d of p1 p2 and the second one is d p2 p3. Hence the triangle inequality hold. I hope at this stage you are clear, and last one is the third problem. The third problem is similarly as problem number 2. Here this is the sum of two absolute. This is the same as problem number 2. I hope you can do this. If this video is helpful for you, kindly share it, like it and subscribe my channel. Inshallah we will meet again in the new lecture. Allah Hafiz.